You're listening to Beloit Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of the Beloit Podcast. Today we have what I'm going to consider a very, very, very special interview. And not only because it's a month late and I'm finally getting caught up, we're going to talk to Ignacio Cortez, a local rapper also known as Nacho Chz. And he emailed me. One of the previous episodes I did, I always say, hey, if you'd like to be on the Beloit Podcast, email me at thebeloitpod@gmail.com. Ignacio took me up on it. He wrote me and stopped by for an interview. So today we're going to talk about local hip-hop and rap through a different perspective. This one's going to be, for me, this was a way different episode. And still in the theme of music. We get a lot of musicians on the Beloit Podcast. Beloit has a rich history and a rich present with a lot of musicians. It's just something our area has a lot of, musical arts. I think you guys are going to really like this one. This is a little different than normal. Normally we do some editing on the episodes, and I kind of wanted to say something about this because normally for an episode I will record and we do the interview, or I'll record something for an episode that I'm talking about, and it'll get edited. We take out the uhs and ums. We take out a lot of the inward breathing, the little imperfections that they're human things, but we remove them for better listening, to make it a better listening experience. For this interview and also the next one with Jonah Wilson of the Red Flags, I did a little less editing. These are going to be a little more raw, a little more uncut, and for that reason, just a little different. And maybe a little more transparent. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Also, I have another one coming out in a few hours or a day or something.
Hopefully not a month.
Hopefully not a month from now. All right, hope you guys enjoy the episode. Tell us kind of who you are, give us some of your background, and just give listeners an idea of who you are.
My real name is Ignacio Cortez, and I'm a rapper, Mexican-American rapper. I go by the name of Nacho Chz. I was born and raised in Beloit. I'm 22, so I was, lived here all my life.
Yeah.
And I went to school here. I started, and the reason why I started rapping, actually I was in college, and then sometimes when I don't do my homework, I start writing songs.
Yep.
And I started writing songs way before that too. During the Chief Keef era. I don't know if you know or heard of him from Chicago.
Totally. Yeah.
But I started writing. I wrote a song, a remix to his Love Sosa song, and then from there I just kept on writing songs. And then when I dropped out of college not for music, but I dropped out because my parents were splitting up.
Yeah.
So I wanted to help them out for a bit. And then I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna try this music thing. I'm gonna see what's gonna happen. And then it's been a great experience ever since then. So.
All right. Well, I was looking at your Facebook page. You have actual music page on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
Nacho Chz on Facebook.
Yeah.
I love the name. I gotta say. I mean, you got your own brand, your own category.
Yeah,
It's unique.
It's funny because my name is Ignacio. So here's the concept why my friends actually call me Nacho. So the concept is kind of like Richard. People call him Rick, Dick.
Yep.
And
Yep.
the difference is I'm not Dick or Richard. I'm Nacho for Ignacio. So
That's pretty
and
cool.
then when I was coming up with a rap name, I wanted a brand that would just stick out. So I was like, man, there's got to be something that'll click. And I was just thinking of different names.
Yeah.
And then I thought about cheese. I was like, man, I could say, oh, that's cheesy. This cheese style, this cheese tape. I actually have a mixtape called Cheese Tape too, my very first one. And I was like, screw it. I'm gonna go with Nacho Chz. and then people were like, man, that's so catchy name. And then when I, say in my songs Nacho Chz, like that, they're just like, man, who is this guy? And of course I get some jokes once in a while, but just it doesn't really affect me as much, because I get the compliments, every time. I never get tired of that. People are like, man, your name is actually Nacho. I'm like, yeah, it is.
I got a similar name, but yeah, I've always been called out for my name, so I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But it's all good at the end of the day if your name gets you some recognition.
Yeah.
No matter what that name is.
Yeah, exactly. Because when people, new people come up to me, they're like, hey, or they'll ask the person beside them, hey, what's his name? He's like, Nacho. And they're like, are you messing with me, or what's his name?
Oh.
So it's fun, I like my name. I'm glad my parents named me that. So
So I'm looking at your beginning recording. You started recording in Rockford, down the road from us. Is
Yeah.
that about right?
And I'm
About 2015?
Yeah, I'm still recording in Rockford, TVR Recording Studios. Shout out to Jason. He's my engineer. I can't, like, without him, I mean, my sound wouldn't be the sound it is today, you know. He's always like, he'll get down to business. We'll get some recording done. We'll get some tracking done. And then he'll be like, oh, okay, let's try to do this more clearly or put some more energy behind it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he's pushing me and like, he believes in me. So he's doing whatever he can to get the sound out. And then like when we're down, you know, when we have some standby time, we'll chill and then we'll just talk about life. And it's amazing time every time I go to record it, you know.
Sounds like a good guy to work with.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you know, if anyone checks him out, TVR Recording Studios in Rockford, he's definitely a great guy. He knows his stuff. He's got the right equipment. So I couldn't go anywhere else. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, I know people offer me and stuff like that, and it's just that, you know, me and Jason are cool like that, you know?
You know, one thing I came across on the web was your Isthmus.com article.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. That's pretty good coverage.
Yeah, it is. And I was surprised I got the coverage. I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah.
And when I came up across Facebook, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And like, you know, they talk about me headlining the show. And we did the show recently. It was on Wednesday. And it was a pretty nice venue. Great people. You know, Madison is what's up. I definitely want to.
Is that the High Noon Saloon?
High Noon Saloon.
It's a
Yep.
good venue.
Yeah, it is. And we had a great night, you know, and I'm performing next Saturday too. I forgot where at the park. There's a park right there, but I'll share it on my page right away. But I really like Madison. They have a pretty good music scene down there. A lot of venues, you know, hosting the hip hop scenery and not only hip hop but other kind of music. You know, when I was looking
Yeah.
at the High Noon Saloon, they had a list of all the upcoming bands that are coming in with the dates and stuff. So
Yeah, all kinds. I know we have some bands locally here in Beloit. They make it up there. It's a good venue.
yeah, definitely.
You also have you shot some videos?
Yeah, I shot some. Definitely. Like most of the people from Beloit recognize me because of my videos. My first actual music video was Guapamole. So we were just shooting with my cousins and stuff, and I was like, "Yo, man, I think this is gonna be a hit. We're gonna do this." And my cousins always helps me out, man. Shout out to my cousins. And you know, we did that, and like it was funny because you know we were throwing like so much money out there, and then we actually had to pick it up from the cement, and it was harder than we thought it was. and we were actually had to rake. We had to bring out a rake and rake up some money too, because it was in the grass sometimes. So we just rake it up and pick it up and then throw it back again. It was a great time, man. And then I shot my latest music video was Want, which was actually produced by K Swisher, and he's actually a producer for Made in Tokyo, and he worked with 2 Chainz and with like some of the bigger artists now. Luckily, I was able to catch that beat before he got big. So we shot that at a hotel in South Beloit, and that was a great time. And then we invited a girl over there, and she helped us out too. So yeah, it was a great time. And then my cousins helped me out, of course, and directed the video, brought the vehicles out, and
Well, how would you really like if you had to describe your music one way? How would you describe it?
you know what? Just cheesy, but you know, I'm experimenting sounds. So, you know, my first mixtape, I guess it was like just a start. So it wasn't like my potential was there, but it wasn't the sound that I wanted. So I'm gonna try new sounds, and then like when you hear from Want, it's kind of more like a party song and stuff like that, and that's kind of what I'm going for right now. Just 'cause I'm young, you know, when you're young, you just wanna have a good time, you know, get lit and do that. But then later on, I'm gonna experiment with some new sounds. So I can't really say what's it gonna be or stuff, but I definitely concentrate on what's gonna be a hit, you know, what's gonna be the new thing, you know. So like honestly, if I would, you know, if later on in the future, if I happen to get big or something like that, I want to collaborate with not just rappers, but maybe, you know, if Michael Jackson was still alive, I definitely want to do a song with him. Or
Anybody?
Tom
Like
Jones.
big
or,
like that?
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah.
different. Or Ed Sheeran, that too. Or, you know, just, I really want to branch out. I don't want
Yeah.
to just stay hip hop, but right now I'm staying hip hop just 'cause that's my brand. That's what people are
So you're really
looking.
a fan of music?
Yeah, I listen to all types of music. Like, My favorite types, I mean, when I came over here, I was listening to Korn, the rock band, you know. I love that band. Yeah,
Yep.
and I mean, I'm pretty sure we all grew up on Linkin Park, you know.
Yep.
Rest in peace, Chester
Yeah.
Bennington. I mean, that was pretty sad. Now every time I listen to Linkin Park, it's in the back of my mind, like, man, this guy like had something going on, like,
Yeah.
you know, and you just you
Yeah.
don't know just because people can't really tell the truth, or you
Chris
know.
Cornell was a big one for me.
hmm
That was huge for me. But yeah.
It just like makes you think like, man, what's really going on in their lives? You know, what's the
Yeah.
pressure?
To have
And,
so much going for you
yeah,
and still be at that place.
yeah. So like, you know, I get worried sometimes too. I'm like, man, what am I gonna face? You know. So I'm always expecting like the worst out of every situation, just 'cause
Yep.
I want to prepare myself like mentally, and you just never know like what's going on with people's lives. So
So you said you were born in Beloit?
yeah, I was born in Beloit. Yeah,
Uh,
born and raised.
what was it like growing up in Beloit? I know I grew up here. I also got to move to Rockford, Janesville, but majority of time in Beloit. What was it like for you?
Um, I went to school in Todd Elementary, and that's where I found hip hop. You know, I found Eminem and 50 Cent. You know, I really love those people, man. They were great rappers. But and then you know, I was a kid basically, the Mexican kid that instead of playing soccer, he was playing basketball. So and then I went to Aldridge, and then we were kind of like, you know, messing around like kids were, and you know, you found the guy with the stuff, and you know, it just, you know, we'll walk around the city and stuff like that, and that was a unique experience, but it made me realize like what's really going on in Beloit, you
Yeah.
know, that part of Beloit. So then when I got to high school, I kind of like, you know, switched routes in a way. So I try to like just concentrate more on school and stuff like that. I went to Beloit Memorial, so I started out purple and then I ended purple, so that's pretty cool. But it was really this community is really diverse. Like, you know, when I was an education major before, and the teacher was like, if you grow up in Beloit or you go to school in Beloit, it's so diverse that it's gonna get you prepared for whatever's out there in the world, you know, for any kind of setting.
Yeah.
And he was right, you know, like I go to college, I'm still in college, and you know, I already adapted to this, you know, and well, you have to, you know, because
Yeah.
you got to get your degree or your
Yep.
education. But also like when the hip hop scene, you know, quite a it was a bit it's still a bit diverse, but you know you know growing up in Beloit, it gets you prepared for those social situations and social settings. So
Yeah, I completely agree.
yeah, so like you're dealing with different kind of people, like you know how to communicate with them because you can't really, you know, honestly you can't really communicate with everyone the same because everyone's different. So
That's totally what we're trying to do here on the podcast. We're trying to, get everybody to find where we're actually are, where we intersect and all meet up together. And it's
yeah,
we all have something we want to talk about.
yeah,
A lot of times it's us we want to talk about with our points of views and perspectives, but where do we go to share that?
yeah, exactly. And then
Usually you go to social media and you end up engaging negatively, it
yeah,
seems like, with people more
yeah,
often.
there is negative, but then like when you look at every other city, where's negative? I mean, the only states I can think of that has a really low crime rate is North and South Dakota. They have
Yeah.
like a 4% crime rate, and that's
Wow.
rare. Like any
There's
other,
nobody out there.
yeah. And it's so you know you just kind of if you know your route, you're gonna know the people, and then you're gonna learn what's going on, and then you're gonna understand. Okay, this is the route I have to take, and then once you start taking that route you're gonna end up finding your friends and who really is gonna back you up and
Yeah.
you know who's gonna support you throughout. And
Yeah.
it's the way, you know, it's just really life depends on what your choices really. So you know I could have been somewhere else right now, you know, and then I have some friends that dealt with the consequences. You know,
Due to the
unfortunately,
choices they made.
well, you know, unfortunately, you know, they're you know in the graveyard or prison or they're in school. So, but yeah, whoever's out there, you know, just you know, learn about the community. But you know, it's Beloit. You know, the great thing, you know, we're just talking about it, like Beloit. You know, there is negative, but you got to look at the positive as well. I mean, like this is a great small community. You know,
Yeah,
recognize
everything
each other.
happens here. I tell everybody that Beloit, to me, as long as I've been here, it's something like a measurement for every town USA.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, in my opinion, anything that could happen in any city, any local place across the U.S. is likely to have happened here or has happened here.
Mm-hmm.
Beloit has so much history, so much going on right now that it's hard to say that there's much going on in the rest of the country that's much different than
Right.
what's here. You can
Right.
find it all right here.
Yeah.
And we have 35,000 people, so it's pretty unique,
Yeah.
definitely.
So like, and then you know, people are talking about like, well, they don't want to move in Beloit because of this and that. Well, like now I hear Janesville's going downhill or Madison's going downhill. But I mean, honestly, like you got everything here. You got the Walmart, you got the gas stations everywhere, and you know, maybe
Yeah.
there's not big venues and stuff, but you know, you have access to Chicago and to Milwaukee. So you were right in the middle of that.
That
So-
geological centricity, that's what I tell people a lot too. We're geologically central to everything, and
Yeah.
historically we have been. If you even think of before Wisconsin was founded, early 1800s, you know, Civil War time,
Mhm.
we were still central for a lot of people, a lot of traffic. And
Right.
Beloit right here, before Beloit was even Beloit,
Right.
a lot of traffic came this way and always has.
Yeah, so like you know, it's improving. 'Cause
Yeah.
I mean, the high school now is just getting huge. I mean,
Yeah.
that school was big when
Yeah, I
was in
went there too, yeah.
Yeah, so now they added the new pool right after I leave.
I
you
haven't
know?
seen the new pool yet. No.
Yeah, it looks nice from the pictures that I've seen.
Yeah.
So I mean, it looks like one of those pools you like for like
Olympic
Yeah.
style.
yeah,
That's cool.
but
Well, I want to promote everything you have upcoming and also talk about where people can keep up with you on the web. Where's the best place for everyone to keep up with you?
right now I would concentrate on Facebook. Facebook.com, Cheesy Cortez, CheesyCortez, and you know, just follow me through. I put up my shows out there. I invite people on there. So if you know you start liking my page, I'll invite you over there. SoundCloud.com/Cheesy Cortez, and then like if you type in Nacho Chz in any search bar, NAACHOCHZ. I know it's spelled differently, but like that's on purpose because you know the Z looks so much better than the cheese. So yeah, and you can look me up on there, and then I got Twitter, Instagram. I'll be on there too. I'm on iTunes. I'm on thisis50.com, source.com. So you know I'm doing whatever I can just to get my name out there, and you know of course I have to. Once in a while I'll leave Beloit, but you know I will always remember where I'm from and stuff like that. So.
Well, we appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Reese.
My dad made it.
Nacho Chz, yeah. Yeah, we run it up. Yeah, we wanna ball. Girl, let that ball get the bottle. Let's get drunk. Let's go ahead and turn up. They should know what is up. Let's get this cup lit up. All night and morning we don't stop. Yeah, we run it up. Yeah, we wanna ball. Girl, let that ball get the bottle. Let's get drunk. Let's go ahead and turn up. They should know what is up. Let's get this cup lit up. All night and morning we don't stop. All I wanna do is grind and try to get this money. Hating on cheesy, see my life and I'm enjoying. Don't hate on me cause your girl saw me and started joining. Haters like chihuahuas, after a while they annoying. All we wanna do is go ahead and party. Maybe glad to hang out with Bob Marley. Drink some bottle, maybe some Butcher or Bacardi. Maybe ride with the roof gun, red or blue Ferrari. Let me show you a clear design. We kicking it at the poolside. Play the song with those vibes, shining brighter than the sunlight. Better hanging out with the ride or dies. Bad that look to fly. Big booty in the bedroom eyes. We keep 100, so no disguise. So much food, feast your eyes. Clothes so fresh we didn't wash it with time. Step in the garage and you see the rise. Cars A+ cause you can test to drive. Took care of business, who wanna chill. Much behind with these bills. Living life we didn't get killed. They good night gives you all the feels. It's good today, tomorrow back at it. I'm going up like that damn addict. I stay in my lane with this heavy traffic. Got the view going on, just look at it. Yeah, we run it up. Yeah, we wanna ball. Girl, let that ball get the bottle. Let's get drunk. Let's go ahead and turn up. They should know what is up. Let's get this cup lit up. All night and morning we don't stop. Yeah, we run it up. Yeah, we wanna ball. Girl, turn up. They should know what is up. Let's get this club lit up all night and morning. We don't stop. See me through the door, you know it's about to go. Ain't no circus around here, better not see one. Get it poppin' if we come into your town. Our schedule is 360, always up for a round. Don't turn to a killer, please don't kill these vibes. We tryna make a movie, we ain't tryna make no vine. Shawty got that good, we could tell from behind. Looking at her walking, she got them thighs. Every day a birthday party is always a surprise. Only doing rocket signs, we tryna pass the sky. Hands up, heads bobbing, go ahead. Keep it popping, we here all night, ain't no stopping. The window clanging, that bass is dropping. Shit about liquor, so we always shopping. We always looking for that, we're getting money. She got the cherry on the lips. Girl, go ahead, let me get the topping. It's a blessing, this today, you know you gotta thank God. We got what we need and grinding for what we want. This only the start, there's still more to come. So much energy in me, you know I had to power up. Yeah, we want it up. Yeah, we wanna ball. Girl, let that ball get the bottle. Let's get drunk. Let's go ahead and turn up. They should know what is up. Let's get this club lit up all night and morning. We don't stop. Yeah, we want it up. Yeah, we wanna ball. Girl, let that ball get the bottle. Let's get drunk. Let's go ahead and turn up. They should know what is up. Let's get this club lit up all night and morning. We don't stop. Yeah. They should know what is up. And we don't stop.